Hey guys, well welcome to Hope Soaps, where we make handmade self-care items like goat milk soaps, and now we're stepping into handmade lip balms and hand-poured candles, as well as some other ideas that I have for products coming in the future, but we'll get to that when we get there, really. So today we're making a really awesome hot processed shave soap. So, I mean, obviously I don't do a whole lot of shaving, but I know plenty of guys out there who like to do a good clean shave. And this hot processed soap, this shave soap, is gonna leave you guys feeling moisturized. It's gonna have good slip. It's gonna be amazing. So let's get into it. First of all, of course, I've got my soap notebook, which is turning into my all things handmade products notebook. And I've got the book that got me interested in making shaving soaps. It's called How to Make Shaving Soaps. And Carrie Siebert, I don't know if she has a YouTube channel, but if she does, I'll tag her in this. I took some recipes from here, and I'm gonna try to do a little modification to the products that I actually have. So I know that they're great products, I know that they're great ingredients, and I know that they're gonna make you feel really good after using it. So let's get into the making process. So this was my first official attempt at hot processing soap, and it called for a lot of stearic acid. I actually needed more stearic acid than I thought I did, so of course I had to swap containers, and even this one was barely enough to get what I needed. And so stearic acid, for those of you who don't know, it's a fatty acid chain that adds to the hardening of your bar. It adds lather stabilization, and there is some moisturizing properties to it. So this was a large amount of stearic acid to be adding to my very first hot processed soap. So next we're adding in our shea butter, and so we're chopping that up here and getting it prepped and ready. I've got my crock pot sitting there, and I've already got it on low, so it's already warming up. But you don't want it too high because you don't want it burning the oils and the butters and that kind of thing. And cooking it too fast can cause some volcanoing. So we're also adding in cocoa butter, as you can see here. So as I'm putting my stuff away here, I'm gonna add the cocoa butter in here, and we're just gonna melt all of this up together in the actual crock pot once I get all my oils and stuff together. All right, so the butters and the stearic acid are in, and now we're adding coconut oil, which I pre-melted, and there was really not a lot of coconut oil to add to this, as you can see. You know, even that little bit that I added into the measuring cup was too much, so I had to pour it back into the container. Next, we're adding in castor oil. So, of course, castor oil is very thick and viscous, so you got to be careful when you're pouring that, especially out of a large container like that, because you don't want to over pour. And, so I'm trying to be pretty precise with my measurements and pouring it in fairly slowly and wiping up the excess there. All right, so we're also adding the avocado oil, which is amazing. I love avocado oil in my soaps. It definitely adds that moisturizing factor. All right, and the liquid soaps go right in as well. And so we're stirring this around and trying to make sure all that gets melted. And this is a dual lye soap. So um, generally, of course, with hard soaps, we're using sodium hydroxide for lye. And in liquid soaps, we're adding a potassium hydroxide lye solution. But in this one, we're doing a dual lye situation here. Now, dual lye is really great because, of course, we get the hardness of the bar, but we also get the creamier lather that comes along with the potassium hydroxide. So it's really awesome. And so the liquids that I'm using here, of course, as always with my soaps, I will be adding in goat milk. So I've got my frozen goat milk cubes and I'm measuring those out here to make sure that I get the right quantity. And then, of course, the sodium hydroxide goes right in, and it's a small amount, so I just kind of mix it in there, and the ice cubes in there will keep it from scorching the milk itself. So you can see that in super fast motion, it is turning into my goat milk lye solution, and I've got my potassium hydroxide right here getting weighed out. And the liquid I chose to use to mix with that is aloe vera juice, which this was a brand new container, so I was trying not to spill it, but it's very soothing because for those of you who know anything about aloe vera, it is about as soothing of a product as you can get. I mean, we use it for sunburns and wounds and all kinds of stuff. So I went ahead and just dumped the sodium hydroxide in there and mixed it all up, or the potassium hydroxide, and now I've got my fragrance oil to measure out, and this was a really great smelling fragrance oil, the vintage leather and turmeric. I mean, I really kind of wish you guys could smell it while I was pouring it, because it smelled amazing. And then once I mixed it into the actual soap itself, it was even better. Now, bentonite clay is used to help provide the soap with some slip, and which means it helps it to make the razor glide better. Now, there is a lot of controversy when it comes to using bentonite clay in soaps. Some people believe that it makes the razor wear out faster. Some people don't, but I decided to add it in here to see how it worked. And then, of course, as you saw just a bit ago, I went ahead and just poured in my both of my lye solutions and used my stick blender to start blending it up and get it to that mashed potato phase, as hot processors have referred to it before. So basically you get it there, you stir it up real good, and then you let it cook. And it will saponify while it's cooking. And so every 15 minutes or so, you just go in there and stir it up and then wait some more. And so here I have given it about 30 minutes to cook, and I think that we are right where we want to be in the soaping process. So we're at 185. We don't want to let it get too hot, and so I added in my glycerin, okay, which is really awesome for hot process soaps. And that glycerin is really a humectant. It helps to lock in that moisture onto your skin, which is what you want when you're shaving, of course, because you don't want to walk away from your shave with really dry skin. So all the additives are in there. We've got fragrance oil, we've got glycerin, we've got the bentonite clay, and we are mixing that up really well together. And then I have my molds here that I'm scooping it into, and so this is what uh, this is what we're doing. You know, we're gonna mold it up and try to get as much into each mold as we possibly can. I'm using my spatula to try to make sure everything's evened out and that everybody gets a good amount of soap in there. And for this size batch, I think I got, a pretty good amount of shaving pucks. So we'll see here how they turned out. All right, guys. Well, it has been a couple of days since we made these soaps, so they are not pretty to look at. They look a little messy, but I guess that's kind of how hot process soaps go. They're not the pretty smooth looking soaps that you're probably used to seeing with all the cold process stuff, especially if you've watched any of the videos I made before. Like I said, cold process is what I normally do. So this is a new adventure for me. But let me tell you, these smell awesome. It's oh gosh, what is it? Oh, it was the vintage leather, the vintage leather and cardamom scent from Brambleberry. I'm lying, it's vintage leather and turmeric. But I love the smell of it. This looks awesome. I'm gonna pop one out of here so we can take a look at the final product. Okay, check that out. It is definitely a rustic looking soap. It's nicely shaped though to be able to sit in a shaving mug or a bowl or something like that. If I was someone who shaved regularly, this would be something I'd be more than happy to put in a little bowl next to my sink with my shaving razor, like a straight razor or something. Which, okay, so I do use a straight razor when I am cleaning up my beard on the bottom and on the sides and stuff like that, and realigning myself. So I may keep one of these for myself. But these are coming out pretty nicely, and I'll just clean up the sides and then set them aside for a few weeks. That way they can cure. But yeah, they smell great, they look great, and I can only imagine how much better the smell is going to get as they cure, because that seems to be the going trend with these soaps, is that as they cure, the smell gets better. So just flick off the little pieces that are coming off the edges there. Like I said, it ain't pretty, but they smell great. So I'll clean these off and get ready for my next soap. And I think you guys are gonna like that one too. You may have also noticed that this is a different work area than I normally have. I moved out of my dining room kitchen area, and since one of our kids moved out recently, I have this space here to use now as the new soap studio. So Hope Soaps and personal care products are stepping up in the world with our own actual workspace. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed going on this Hot Prcocess adventure with me. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Check out some of my other videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.